What is up, guys? So in today's video, we are going to make a three-part series because yeah, I can't react to like 33 minutes of video. We are reacting to "Do All Killers Think the Same" by Jubilee. Actually, yeah, it is Jubilee. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started.
I did immediately regret it in a sense where I
Okay,
called my
okay.
mom and I
Let's just go ahead and look at all these people. Okay. Okay, actually, this man looks like a killer. This man kind of looks like a killer. This man kind of just looks like a civilian, if I'm gonna be honest. Same with her. Same with her. Like, these people don't really look like killers, at least some of them.
apologized to her and I said, I'm so sorry, I think I killed your husband. But
Oh my
then there was
goodness.
also the
Like,
sense of like, oh my gosh, I don't have to keep looking over my shoulders anymore. I
okay,
don't have
how
to
did they
live
kill
in
the
this
people
fear
though?
that he's
Like,
gonna actually come after me because it already happened.
okay. The biggest question is, how did Jubilee get killers? Like, how did they acquire them? That's what I want to know, kind of. Okay, okay.
I would kill them.
I would kill them again. Okay, so let me say my opinion on this. I personally never really want to kill anyone right now, so it's just kind of like if it's. I could see in some scenarios, yes, for like some scenarios, but for me, okay, I'm not even gonna answer this question because the answer would be no. I would never kill anyone in the first place. So
3, 2, 1, go.
okay. Oh my goodness. So
Thomas Og.
we got the people. We got the actual person who looks like a killer and the civilian, and then we got the people who don't look like killers. On agree and strongly agree. Um,
He was
okay.
a beautiful person, and he was my friend. And
Okay.
what happened was an accident.
Why did you kill him
And
though? Like,
I would give anything to have him back.
what happened?
My name's Forrest.
Okay.
And I accidentally shot and killed my best friend
Hmm. Okay. At least it was accidental. How?
when I was 23 years old.
Okay. Here's my question. How did you accidentally shoot a person? That's like me freaking accidentally pushing somebody off a cliff. Like, how is that accidental? Did you just like accidentally like point a gun at somebody and like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you, haha?
I felt like a shattered person most of my life, and there are still shards missing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just spent the last 5 years writing a very painful memoir. It gave me an opportunity to visit a lot of past trauma.
You should write a
I
book,
feel
bro.
in a strong space to be a support for other survivors and create positivity in the world.
Okay.
All my killing has been in the time of war, so I agree
Then why is he here? Why would y'all put like somebody in the army in this video?
with what I've done. Would I do it again? I would, because if I didn't kill that individual, they would have killed me or somebody else. I was a sniper, so I'm looking after a platoon of 20, 30 guys, sometimes as small as 6 guys.
Dang.
But I don't like strongly agree with it because
I'll never be in the army.
of the after effects, like what it did to me mentally. You know, I was the first person I killed, I was 18, and I didn't stop until
Dang.
I was almost 25.
Straight out of
so
high school?
I don't regret
Freaking killing people?
any of it. I don't have any bad feelings towards those individuals that I did kill. They were just protecting their homeland just as much as I would too.
Dang.
So I would do it again to save my life or somebody else's life.
I work in healthcare. What I do is I manage life support. So I'm the guy that pulls the plug.
Okay. Like, I knew something had to be like different. Like, these are not killers. Actually, some of them probably are, but like, okay, this person was in the army, and this man had to pull the plug on people's life support. Like,
On just about everybody. So I come from a very different perspective.
they ain't like killers.
I
Killers.
have to do that for babies all the
Huh?
way to like people at the end of their lives. I've been doing this for like over a dozen years now. So
I could not do that job. I could not like kill a random child. That would be crazy.
I've come to terms with what the job is. So yeah.
the crime and how it happened, it was not, I
Okay.
didn't go out to kill this person. And now
His name is
understanding the
Lester.
impact that the crime
My
had, not
bad.
only on me, but the family of that person. That was a human being that I killed over some drugs, right? And his
What?
children, his family is living still in the absence of this person. It was December the 24th,
Convicted of
Christmas Eve night. I remember me and a couple of my friends
Christmas Eve night. You killed somebody over
were
drugs.
hanging out. This particular
What the
car
heck?
came up, and the
Okay.
passenger in the car said, "Hey, I want to buy some drugs from you."
Uh-huh.
So I told one of my friends, I'm like, he's known to be this person that will come through the community
Okay.
and ask for $100 worth of drugs, but he never has the money. And the guy did exactly what I said. He knocked the drugs out of my friend's hand, grabbed his arm, and started speeding off.
Mm-hmm.
And my reaction at that time was I pulled out the gun and I started shooting into the car to get him to release my friend. And days later, we heard that the bullet that I shot into the car actually killed him. To that day, I will never forget December the
Isn't that like legal? Or well, okay, I shouldn't say legal. But like he robbed you. Isn't that like legal?
24th, when that happened, the day before Christmas.
I would 100% do what I had to do over
Okay.
again.
She looks like a
Because
psychopath.
the guy was a serial perpetrator. He was after so many women. If
Okay.
he killed me, he would have went after my mom, all my family, my nieces, my nephews,
Okay.
every one of us, until he literally got what he wanted. I'm Tara Newell. I killed my attacker, Dirty John Meehan, in self-defense. I think
Okay. Okay, it depends on what he did. We'll
it was
see.
really interesting how there was one person here who had experienced prison reform, because to me, my attacker would have been in there if I hadn't killed him in self-defense. And it's really interesting to hear about how there are people in there who are able to rehabilitate.
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
immediately regretted.
Now, like for the life support man and army official, I would probably go with slightly agree. But for like the woman that killed that man that was abusive, she's probably gonna go like, yeah.
It. 3, 2, 1, go.
And then like
Why do I strongly
Strong, yeah.
disagree?
Yeah.
Like I said, I was a young kid. I was 18. The first guy I killed was with the 50 cal like machine gun. I was expecting it to be like the movies where you have this like feeling of when you kill someone, and it wasn't there. I didn't really feel anything. It wasn't until like that night I had this weird dream. The guy who I shot became a ceiling fan in my room. His
What?
arms and legs were the blades. His head was the center of the fan, and I watched him spin faster and faster until he tore apart and covered me. And
the heck? What are your dreams? Like my dreams are useless when I have them. But you're what?
he used to be, what was left of him. But no, I didn't feel anything. There was nothing like to feel. I knew that was the beginning of something that I was probably going to have to do for a while. No attachment at the time.
I can agree with you on that. I mean, identify with that, because my first couple of years inside of prison, I detached from it completely. When people would mention his name, I would like, don't see him as a human being. And that was very insensitive when I look back at it now, right? But I look and say that that was a way of me coping with the situation at that time.
I did immediately regret it in a sense, where I called my
Okay.
mom and I apologized
I didn't actually I didn't actually expect for
to her,
her
and
to
I said,
actually
I'm so sorry, I think I killed your husband.
yeah.
So there was that, but then there was also the sense of like, oh my gosh, I don't have to keep looking over my shoulders anymore. I don't have to live in this fear that he's gonna actually come
Hooray,
after
I
me,
killed
'cause
somebody.
it already happened.
Sometimes family members don't agree with the decision, and that decision is sometimes taken away from them. Being called every name in the book as I'm walking in there.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
they just don't agree, and then I'm like, I just have to go do this now, you know? But it doesn't feel good, or like I'm not necessarily.
Yeah, I can see
agreeing
that.
with
I
someone
could- I
who,
could definitely see
I
that.
disagree, yeah.
The level of heartbreak that I felt immediately after that gunshot was indescribable. And
He
I
just
don't know if
lost for words.
any of you have saw Red before, but I actually saw Red. And it was the most horrific thing I've ever
Ew,
seen,
yeah, I could see that.
experienced, witnessed, felt in my life. I got charged with first-degree murder that night, and I was looking
Dang.
at doing 35 to life in California. I couldn't even process that.
That's why I don't live in
There was just so
California.
much a combination of horror and grief immediately.
I am desensitized to death.
Okay, my answer is slightly to strongly, cause like I don't like it. Like I'm not like completely, but it's like yeah, I mean kind of.
3, 2, 1, go.
How is the? Okay, I'm so confused about this. So those two people are desensitized to death, but those three aren't.
Somewhat agree. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
I do a lot of volunteer work, and the amount of people who are dying from drug overdoses and suicides right now.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
area
true.
Of trauma. It's becoming difficult for me to feel anything anymore with the amount of people that we're losing that we don't have to.
For me, it was almost like playing God, you know? I determined the time, place, when I'm gonna take that person off this planet. And it put things into perspective for me too, that I could be gone at any certain time. Like when you have to pull it, you know, you don't know when that card is gonna be pulled. So I've learned to value it more and know that it's very fragile, very frail.
Yeah.
And to not feel anything towards killing
You're actually
someone
kind of
would
spitting, to be
probably
honest.
be more devastating to me than actually taking the life. It's not feeling.
Hold on, I need to clarify something.
Yeah.
I just want to be very clear that being desensitized in no way means that I don't value life.
Oh, yeah.
It's just difficult to
Manage to
feel the mourning over and
more
over
more
again.
over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I agree with you. Like there will be certain stories that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. But if someone just tells me like, oh, that person died of a heart attack, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, it just,
Dang.
like there's no traumatic incident
like-
with that. So I'm like, my
like said,
brain
"Oh,
just
okay."
disassociates, and it's like, okay, oh, they died naturally. So
And from where I come from, like I get to know a lot of these people. If I don't get to know them, I get to know their family members like very intimately. It's not immediate, like oh, they're coming in and they're gonna go. No, it's like weeks, months. I've had somebody like their 5-year-old son, and he was in the room, and I'm like, I gotta take your mom away now.
Dang.
It's like after that, I'm like, oh my god, I'll go call my mom or I'll go call my dad. It's like it's really heavy.
Oh my goodness.
But I feel like you
How does he even do his job? How?
said, like a sense of
I could never have your job, bro.
maximization of like I don't know when my number is gonna be called, because even if I'm working the emergency
Yeah,
room,
it's
we work on
crazy.
somebody for 2 hours and they're like, we really can't do anything anymore, and I'm like, just like that, gone. I remember this one patient. It was very much
Mm-hmm.
like nobody was there. They just found him on the street. He didn't even have a wallet. He was clinically dead,
What?
brain-wise, so we couldn't really do anything anymore. Me, the nurse, and the doctor just stayed in that room until his heart rate left, because we didn't want to see him leave by himself. That was one of the most sobering moments too. It's like, as much as it was nice for us to do that, I just don't want strangers around me, seeing me off.
I think for me as a teenager, selling drugs, just hanging in the streets, just living a lifestyle that I didn't care if I killed someone.
Yeah, he has, like,
I
a
was very
gold
desensitized.
watch
I
on.
didn't care. I didn't feel no remorse.
He must have,
for it.
like, got his money
This
out.
was part of my own personal development. I needed to find a way to attach to that. So I started doing this hospice training inside of one of the prisons. And by listening to these individuals tell their story and the regrets that they were living with in their process of transitioning,
Okay.
it gave me a sense
This
of
is honestly
the
an L
value of
question,
life
like-
now, and it shifted my mindset as this teenager who was very callous towards life at that time.
I've taken care of people. They're being on life support. They'll hang on for like a very long time till one specific person sometimes just visits them. And then I'm like, I can't explain that. I could take them off. and their heart rate will keep going and going and going.
One of the guys I was working with in the prison, he wanted to see his sister. So this dude held on until like his sister walked into the room, and he was like not consciously, but like she spoke to him and she started like talking to him, and you started seeing him move, and then soon as she was like, I'm leaving. And like within minutes, this guy like transitioned.
Yeah, with my
Dang.
situation, I made him
With
brain
my
dead,
situation.
and so he was in the hospital. And then when they pulled the plug on him, my mom literally had to tell him it's okay to go now, and then he left.
So they like made. How did they make him brain dead? What the frick? Like, did they feed him? Did they hide a bunch of drugs in his food or something? Like,
Some weird things about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're more than just our brain, right?
We're spirits living in flesh, man. That's all.
I am also a
okay, this one's gonna be interesting for sure. Also, yeah, one more question and then yeah, I gotta make this a 2 or 3 parter. So, okay, I am also a victim. Let's see. I think this woman is going to say, yeah, just agree. Army man, somewhere around here, yeah. Yeah, I just want to see.
3.
I am also a
2,
victim.
1, go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, like nobody.
Weird.
Yeah,
kinda singled
yeah,
you
I
out.
know.
But I feel like I have to be over here because the guy came after me. I was in a parking garage. I was just trying to go to the Jason Aldean concert that night.
Okay.
He started attacking me, stabbing me.
What?
And
Are you okay?
I fought back and I won. So I didn't ask for any of that. I honestly
What?
hated the guy and I wished he would be dead, but
Are
I
you
never
okay?
wanted to
He
unalive
stabbed
or
you?
take someone's life.
What the
My first
heck?
couple years in prison, I saw myself as the victim, right? And that was again a way of me coping. As I continued to do some interpersonal work, I realized that I was not a victim, that I still made a choice in the crime that I committed, right? But
Hey, yeah.
I just wanted to share that. Like I
Yeah, all
wanted
these
to run over
people
there,
aren't really
but I'm in this
victims, to
place
be
of
honest.
healing and reconciliation.
Except for that, yeah,
and
that
I
one
had to,
woman
move
actually
away from
freaking
the
got
victimization
stabbed.
mindset and take ownership for the decision that I actually
Ow,
pulled the
crap.
trigger,
Ow,
committed the crime, unfortunately, and someone died, and I have to take that on because that's part of my own personal growth and development. I remember on a Friday night, 3 years
Lester.
into my incarceration, I remember laying in my bed watching this show called Dateline, and for the first time, I heard a mother really expressing her loss for the loss of her loved one, and that was that moment in my life where I connected with that. I'm like, yo, I did the same thing, and I went into a fetus position and I started praying. And all I kept hearing hearing this voice saying, I have forgiven you. You have to ask Gary, the guy that you killed, to forgive you. And in that process, this is where I began. I remember saying, Gary, would you forgive me? And I literally felt like in that moment, he forgave me and I heard it. And it's almost like a weight was lifted off of me. And
That's crazy. That's
when I
crazy.
began this cleansing, this process of
Good for you, bro.
healing and moving forward and finding a purpose and finding my voice and all of that particular night inside of that prison when I surrendered to it.
No, I don't feel like I'm a victim for anything. Like I chose that path. Started off wanting to be a Navy SEAL when I was like in elementary school.
Dang.
My mom helped me make my first ghillie suit when I was in the 6th grade. Like it's something I've always wanted to do, and I knew it came with that, which was more than likely having to kill someone, especially in the time of war.
Okay, well,
Not
good
a
for you. We
victim.
need more
But
soldiers,
the only
I
thing
guess.
I would say is like they don't really prepare us into doing the job that we do.
I'll be honest, he
You
ain't
know,
a
they do the
victim, like-
day-to-day, oh, this is what you do, this is what you try.
Yeah,
and
he
all
ain't a
this stuff.
victim.
And then now you're like, oh, by the way, the doctor wrote the order. Go take him off, and now I gotta walk in, or like if it's a baby, they're still holding them in their hands and stuff, and like go take them off. And so I never really thought
Dang.
about it. Like nobody's like talked to me or anything. Like, by the way, this is where you're gonna feel afterwards, or like when you get home after you clock out and everything like that.
Yeah, we didn't have a handbook on that either. Like, yeah, they teach you how to kill, but there's no
How to process.
how to process it.
I have profited from the murder.
Okay, so if you wanna see this question in this video, part 2, I'll record it and post it tomorrow, I think. So tomorrow, yep, it'll be posted. So Yeah, honestly, this video is crazy. I'm not even lying. Like this video, um, it's crazy. Um, so yeah, I accepted that I'm not gonna get monetized for this. Because it talks about like freaking murdering people. So if you want to subscribe, that'll be kind of nice. Make the bell turn gray. Actually, do yeah, suffocate the bell so it turns gray. Mm-hmm. And then also join the Discord. Yeah, just kind of join it. Anyways, guys, go watch part 2 after this, and I'll see y'all in the next one.